Good afternoon, everybody. I am Stefan Welsh here with Dan Sachs. I'd like to welcome you to the Woodshed at Roncalli High School. We have a game today between the home Rebels and the visiting Cathedral Irish. Dan, I'd like to start with you. Let's go with a couple of players maybe that you're taking a look at today.
So we're looking at the middles on both sides of the court. We have a couple of young to the position, Luke Grannon and Sean Haberthy in the middle on the Roncalli side. So they're going to bring a different mentality, a different type of pace to the game than the veteran on the Cathedral. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out throughout this match.
And Dan, you've spent time around the Roncalli program for the past several years. What is something that you would look at in this game to really that would allow Roncalli to put their stamp on it? What is Roncalli volleyball? What are you looking for today?
So within the Woodshed, it's the lowest ceiling probably in the state for men's volleyball. So that means Roncalli's practices ball control constantly. So their first contact is really going to give them the upper hand in this game by far. If they can control that first contact, either at the block or specifically in the back row, they're really going to be able to take this game away.
Right, yeah. So this is a rematch of last year's state championship game between the Rebels and the Irish, and the Rebels were victorious last year, of course, 2018 state champs. How are we thinking Cathedral's looking this year? Are they going to be, are we going to have a rematch in the state championship this year?
Between these two teams, I'd be a little surprised. Cathedral lost a strong senior class this past summer, so I'd really be surprised. But they always find a way to do really well by the end of the season, so I'm not going to put it past them, but I would be slightly surprised if they made it to the championship.
Right, and Roncalli from that team has several starters back, but one person to key in on would be the senior setter, Sam Island, who was, of course, Player of the Year last year for boys volleyball in the state of Indiana. What can you tell us about Sam?
I mean, last year he did a phenomenal job, brought a lot of energy, brought a lot of 5-1 threat to the game of volleyball, especially for the Roncalli Rebels. So he's one of those kids that you don't know what he's going to do with the ball on that second contact, especially if he's front row. I mean, he can turn and swing being lefty, huge advantage. So I look to see to him a lot of aggression coming from him on that second contact when he's front row.
Right. The Rebels coming off of a loss earlier in the week to Fishers in a game that was number 1 versus number 2 in the state at the time, and I was at that game, and it really seemed like the middles for Roncalli were not getting to the pins for blocks, and the other thing that really was surprising to me was our serve receive, the Rebels serve receive, was just not working very well. Can you speak to any of that there? I know your wife, she takes pride in how the Rebel defense plays, because that's kind of her job there as a varsity assistant. Got any insight there?
Yeah, I think the first comment, the middles, was one of her bigger notes from the game. I wasn't unfortunately there, but yeah, the middles are definitely something that struggled, and that's why they're going to kind of make or break this game. But yeah, if the first contact isn't there, I know she's not going to come home happy. So because it's a direct reflection on herself and the way she coaches, and she's bringing that part of the female game, ball control, first contact, into the men's, and it's working. It works really well for the teams that she's coaching, especially here at the Roncalli.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just being around the program for the past couple of years now, seeing the passing, really in volleyball, if you don't have that good serve receive, you're not going to have much of an offense. And last year, the Rebels had one of the most dynamic offenses in the state. Looking to continue that this year. Got a senior setter, and you just saw Sam Island there take a swing, but you're gonna see a couple of different guys setting the ball today, probably, because Sam, I think they're going to want to use him to hit a little more in the front row, and you have a really, really good junior setter in Zach Meyer, who's going to be taking over some of the setting duties for Sam. I think we'll still see Sam set the majority of the balls here, but we'll look to see him as a hitter as well today. Finishing up warm-ups here, we have a couple of other players that we'd like to talk about. We got senior Zach Stromans. We were talking about before the game, point differentials and earned points and whatnot, and something stuck out to you there.
Yeah, looking at the stats from this point in the season, Zach Stromans has the highest point differential on the team at 23 points. So that means he's earning 23 more points than he's losing when he's on that court, which is very significant, especially coming from a right side attacker on this offense. So I look to see them using him a lot, as they should, because he has a lot of power. When he goes to swing that ball, you better watch your arms because it's going to sting.
That's right. Yeah, he's a big boy. They call him Big Sweaty.
Yep.
Because I mean, you'll see him. He'll be in for just a few balls, and then he'll have a pretty deep sweat going there. You'll see
a nice glisten.
You'll see that shirt saturated today for sure.
Yeah.
Would like to just give our audience a little note about boys volleyball. It is not currently a sanctioned sport by the IHSAA in Indiana, but some numbers here given to us by Mary Island. Boys volleyball is the #1 team sport. Sorry. So it's the #1 team sport in America for girls right now. It's a growing sport for boys, about 61,000 players at the high school level. Definitely the fastest team sport for boys. And just a comparison, you're seeing numbers for football dwindle and numbers for volleyball rise. So Dan, you played volleyball in high school, right?
Yeah, I actually started in grade school in the 6th grade. Started playing volleyball from my grade school and then into high school, so up in the Chicago area. So seeing volleyball grow that much, it brings a lot of joy to me because it's such a fantastic sport. I don't think people appreciate the power and explosion and speed that this sport brings just in general, and then especially with the men's coming to it, it just adds a little bit extra dynamic. Yeah,
that power and speed really makes it fun for the fans.
Yep.
But fun for these guys too. I mean, you're going to see some of these kids get excited today. It's a big rivalry.
Especially if you see a headshot.
If somebody gets domed with a ball, we'll be hearing some hoots and some hollers there. So looks like the teams are just about ready here. We're going to pause and let the PA announcer take over for a little bit here, and I would guess that we'll do the national anthem here too. So we'll be right back after introductions and the national anthem.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
Are you a barista? Because I like you a latte.
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
Go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game.
And welcome back to the Woodshed. Again, I am Stefan Welsh here with Dan Sachs, getting ready for the start here of the Roncalli Rebels taking on visiting Cathedral Irish. First matchup between these two teams this year, but as I'd like to repeat, last year's boys state championship game included these two teams, and the Rebels were victorious for their first ever state championship as a boys volleyball program. Couple of old vets at coaching today here for the Rebels. We have head coach John Kesterson. Been coaching for a while now. Of course, he now has the distinction of being a boys Indiana State Championship coach. And on the other side, we have Rhonda Lau. Dan, there's John you see on the screen right there talking to his libero Austin Hendricks. What do we know about Rhonda Lau on the other side, the Cathedral Irish?
Very successful. I mean, she's got 9 state championships, 6 runner-ups, and 19 finalists. I mean, she's obviously producing a lot for the Cathedral Irish. That's why earlier I said can't leave her out of being into that state finals, just because she does something throughout the season that just brings that team together and performs at that top level.
That's right. And we're on our way here. Josh Byrne with that first set there, a serve, I should say. And we got Connor Kuntz with the attack. Cathedral recovers, and another dig there. And it looks like the Rebels are not able to recover after that one. Got a bit of a block at the net.
Yep. Sam going on too, just like I expected. He's going to be a little aggressive on the front row. Defense just has to help him out, call out those blockers when they jump with him.
Quite the advantage for a team to have that.
Yes.
Here we have Alan. What's Alan's last name?
Langdon.
Alan Langdon.
Yep.
Serving for the Cathedral Irish. And looks like Sam Island dumps that ball over, and the middle lifts it on the other side for Cathedral, so point Rebels.
Yep. Good read by Benji coming across that court. Take that first ball.
Benji Pesto, number 18 for the Rebels, a senior defensive player, and looks like Langdon misplays that one, but the Irish able to get it over. And Island sets to the outside. The Rebels get it over, but no scoring. Recovered by Cathedral there. Looks like they got a couple of really big bodies on the other side, Cathedral does, and the middle just wasn't quite able to get out of the way there.
Nope. That's hard. That's a big body to get around.
Back to serve here, Austin Hendricks. And he floats it over and in. Served it right at his buddy Allen, who he played with in club, I know that. And Connor puts it over for the Rebels. And there's a middle attack for Cathedral that creates an error there, trying to cut it looks like, Dan.
Yep, number 4, Blake. They're going to be using him a lot. They like their middle offense, like that quick, especially when they control that first contact.
And it looks like that ball is killed by the sophomore, number 9. Checking the name there. Gabe Keltner.
Yep.
Number 3 back to serve for Cathedral. And that one's taken by Pesto with the assist by Island and the kill by Kuntz.
Yep.
You coached Connor Kuntz, right?
Yeah, last year in club.
Last year at the club level. And what do you know about Connor? How has he grown a whole bunch since you've first met him?
Actually, yes. So definitely in club he actually first year he played as an outside. He usually played at middle first 2 years of high school.
As Island errors.
Yep. And I asked him to transition to the outside because of his first contact was a lot stronger than some of the outsides that were playing. So I saw him as a 6th rotation to give him that opportunity.
Back to serve for Cathedral's number 4, the big middle back there. And he's playing a little bit of defense with a dig. Got number 11 on the attack, and it looks like Hendricks is going to put this one up for Strawmans. Gets it over. Cathedral recovers, and we got a big block there by Kuntz, and it looks like he was assisted by Haberthy at the net. Kuntz back to serve.
Sean doing a good job, get his feet out there, pressing back to 6.
And a float serve over. Oh, nice save there by the Rebels. Weren't ready for the dump, but we're able to recover. Haberthy takes this one, sets himself, and then errors.
Yep, just a bit outside.
Yep.
Missed those hands.
Not bad though. Not bad though. You'd like to go a little quicker than that, and of course get it in, but not bad for a sophomore middle.
Nope.
And we got a top spin, a jump top from number 1 there for Cathedral, and that would be Josh that takes that one. He puts it back over here, and it looks like we had Big Strawmans up there for a solo block, but was not able to reject it. In fact, he got used there, right?
Yeah, his left shoulder came off the net. That's what left that opening.
Hendricks with the receive. And it looks like Josh is able to hammer that set down line. Very nice set. Way to give him the option there, Sam Island, right?
Yep, down the line. Push that ball out to the pin. Nice power rotated into it with authority.
We have Luke Grannon coming in. He's the other middle. We were talking before the match started. Luke actually last year was not on the Rebel team, but has never played middle before, for the Rebels at least.
I believe so, yeah. That's what I recall. He played on the right side JV when I coached the freshman team here a couple of years ago. He's on the right side.
Yeah.
But he's done a lot of work this offseason to take part in that middle position. Did a really good job, impressed the coaches.
That's what you like from a senior.
Yep.
And a nice receive there from Hendricks, and he follows that with a cover, and we got Big Strawmans hitting cross pretty hard. Rebels like that.
Yep. They need those hit kills real quick to get that momentum going for this team.
Yes.
A lot of power on the Roncalli side. They need to take advantage of it when they can.
Benji Pesto back here to serve for the Rebels. They hold a 1-point lead, 7-6. Receive, and that's a sophomore for Cathedral, swinging on the outside. That'd be number 9, Keltner, I believe. Keltner? Yep, Gabe Keltner. Saw him a lot last year because I'm the Roncalli freshman coach. He was a freshman last year. Gave us fits. Pesto with the serve. Good receive, nice pass. And you get a quick one in the middle there from number 7. That would be Aiden Broderick. He was also a freshman last year. So a couple of sophomores contributing for the Cathedral Irish today.
Yep, building that program.
Oh, it looks like we had Kuntz coming in from the back row with a tip. And he'll receive that one. Sam Island up, and Grannon trying to put it down there. Well defended. Give it another shot to the outside there. Josh gives that a shot, but it's rejected. And free balled over by Austin Hendricks. And there's a pretty strong attack from Allen. What's Allen's last name?
Langdon.
Langdon, Allen Langdon on the right side there. Lefty swinging right side. I should know Allen's last name because I've seen him at club so much, but I always called him Allen, not Allen Langdon. Libero serves. And what a nice play. What a nice play from the Rebels there.
All starts with that first contact. You can't run that play if your first contact isn't on point. And great pass by Austin.
Yeah. Known Austin for a couple of years now. I don't know that there's a better passer in the state right now.
I would agree.
Nice serve by Josh. And that ball is a little down ball over from the middle in the corner, and that one scores.
Yep. Got caught looking.
Whose responsibility is that?
So deep corners, especially in a standing down balls like that, it's supposed to be the middle back, staying deep on that end line, protecting it from something like that, especially on a down ball.
Langdon back to serve. Little jump float out. Nice pass by Josh, and it looks like, oh, we got a block there.
Nice little
Smart play by Connor Kuntz, the senior there. Great assist as well. Sam's got some good hands going today. I was not seeing those types of sets in the game versus Fishers on Thursday. But I also wasn't seeing the passing that we have right now either. Hendricks serves. And that is hit out, hammered out by middle number 4 there, Blake Kaufman. Hendricks back to serve again. Rebels up 10-9. Closer than you would think. I mean, you would think that the Rebels not able to cover that one, but it seemed like the Rebels had some momentum there. But close game in this rally scoring format.
Yep. And again, that's a back-to-back middle sets. Even with the air, they still went back to their middle to get that kill on the Cathedral side. So keep an eye on that.
Haberthy with a kill. Nice 31 there. Yep. What's a 31? Can you describe a 31? I'm talking, I don't know technical stuff necessarily, but can you describe what a 31 play is there for a middle?
Yeah, so it's a quick set to the for a middle just past the center. It's called the 3 position. So keeping that maintaining that tempo set, but instead it's like 5-6 feet away from the setter. Gotcha. So you force their middle to move and react to it as quickly as possible. So
trying to press the gaps there, right?
Yep.
Trying to press the gap of the block.
Yep.
And we are going to take a 30-second break here. We will be right back after the timeout. Cathedral 10, Roncalli 13.
Because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like. Every day we go farther, try harder, and
Are you a barista? Because I like you a latte.
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
Are you a barista? Because I like you a latte.
And welcome back to the Woodshed. I'm Stefan Welsh here with Dan Sachs. Sam Island's about to serve. Here we go, Sam Island with a nice topspin jump serve. Sam Island leads the team right now, the Rebels that is, in total aces. And you're going to see that a lot, only because as a serve receiver, you're not seeing too many lefties at this level that are serving as tough as Sam Island is right now.
Yeah, he's got a weird, not just top, but a little bit of a side spin to his serve, so it makes it even more difficult to judge it coming across that net.
And there's another ball that puts Cathedral in trouble. You're talking about that first touch, and Langdon just doesn't have it right now.
Nope. Trying to use his hands with that fast speed coming at him. It's going to be difficult.
And there's that Roncalli low ceiling helping us out again.
1 point for the building.
Makes us a great passing team, but I don't know that other teams will necessarily enjoy. I don't know that other teams necessarily enjoy coming in to play us, but they might in the new gym It is a nice home court advantage for the Rebels, a low ceiling. We were talking about having a really strong passing team, but we do have a new facility being built right behind this one. If you drive down LaSalle Street here, you would see it out back. It's pretty big, and we're going to have higher ceilings for sure in that one.
Oh,
so
they're going to be retractable just in case?
No retractable. I don't think that one was in the budget necessarily.
Darn.
And there's another middle attack, and that one is out. Cathedral looking for a touch, not given.
Nope. Right call by the line judge there, too. Just barely past that line.
Very nice. So Island putting together quite the run here. Roncalli up 18-10 now.
5 points after that timeout.
Had to make an adjustment to that toss there. We had number 11 there, Magnus. Swinging. Point for Cathedral. Now back to serve there is senior Blake Kaufman. See what the Rebels have in store for this receive there. Up by Kuntz, and we have Haberthy coming over for the one. Great pass, great set, and Sean able to put it away as a sophomore. Pretty tall kid getting around the court. He's had a lot of experience already.
Yep, and that's a new set he's recently learned in this high school season. It's called the J. So he's coming actually from the antenna to his left and running a one ball with a slide footwork. So well executed by him.
Kuntz with the serve there. We got a free ball put in the corner by Strawmans. A great job by Langdon to get to that one. We got a tip going around here, and this is something that you should pay attention to because if a team is not right away able to put that ball down, you may see some short stuff right around the net, especially from that Cathedral side. And who do we have coming in to serve? So we have number 1, Evan Davis, coming in to serve for Cathedral. And you will not see that very often from Austin Hendricks, not being able to pass that one very well.
There's that home court advantage, though, coming into play again.
Home court advantage. And we have Josh being able to get up and put that one back down. And it looks like we have Nathan Marshall coming in to serve for the Rebels. Nathan floats it over to Davis. And we got a little top spin that goes over, and Grannon throws it to left back. Dug nicely. Got a block there by the Rebels. This ball's going to be freed over. Let's see what the Rebels have here. I know they were working on free ball plays yesterday in practice, and it looks like we just didn't have a great set there, and that one floats a little bit on Josh.
Yep, just a little low. Otherwise, that would have been a nice kill. Seam was wide open on the block for Cathedral, and Josh should have been able to put that ball down.
Back to serve number 12, Sam McIntyre. McIntyre,
I believe.
And it looks like Josh watches that one fall in. Everybody's, of course, looking at the line judge.
That being the younger brother of the setter.
The younger brother of the setter, of course.
Getting crap for that one.
The only broadcast in which we will know the names of the line judges around here. Sophomore Luke Island making the call there. I'm sure he'll hear about that.
Oh, especially from the bench right now.
Cathedral serves into the net. We got an error there. Roncalli up 20-14. Getting some subs here. Strawmans goes out, and Benji Pesto comes in. Looks like Benji's going to be serving for Strawmans. And Benji does just that. Floats into zone 1. And it looks like Cathedral gets a tip over. Tip over there by number 9, Gabe Keltner, the sophomore. 6 feet. He's really getting up. He definitely got over the block to tip that one.
Yep. Benji slightly hesitated on his movement to get that touch, but I think he could have.
Yeah. The libero, Isaac Beringer. Serves that one in. Hendricks able to save that one for the Rebels. And that ball is put down by big number 4, Blake Kaufman. Nice kill. Nice kill. The Rebels not double block in the middle there.
Nope, and that's the advantage of a quick set, the 1 or the 31. It's really difficult to get a double block up. You have that your middle committing to it, and then the pins are going to either commit to and then leave the pins wide open for an open
We got
attack.
Josh Byrne going down their line. What a nice play, especially on a set from behind him. That's going to take some timing and a lot of practice there to be on time and get that kill right down line. And he does a nice little jump top spin serve there. And we've got Langdon putting the ball over. Pesto digs it. Island with the set, and then Josh Byrne with a little roll into the middle there, dropping it in the donut.
Yep, the nice little finesse shot.
It looks like we have a timeout by Cathedral. We're going to take a 30-second break here. We'll be right back.
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
And welcome back to the Woodshed. I'm Stefan Welsh here with Dan Sachs. You are watching the Rebels take on the rival Cathedral Irish. Rebels just about to wrap up set number 1 here, 23-16, Josh Byrne serving. The top spin there, received by Cathedral, but then that home court advantage again. The low ceilings.
That's 3 points for the Woodshed today so far.
3 points for the Woodshed. Yep. Josh back to serve again. And errors on that one. You know, it's really tough. When you are a top spin server, it's really tough to keep that going. Why?
Your toss is so important on a jump serve. If your toss is slightly off and you're trying to go full force at it, you're gonna have a bad contact with it because it could be out in front of you or way behind.
Langdon with the jump float. Really nice pass there by, I believe that was Pesto. Kuntz then throws it into a block, and that one comes off of Roncalli there.
That's a
Kuntz having a good game, though.
Yeah, definitely. It's a big block he's going up against with Magnus and Blake on the Cathedral side. I'd like to see Sam set a right side here out of this pass.
That'd be nice. Here we go for Grennan. There it is. And he runs a back one, it looks like, and nobody, Rebels looking at each other here. We need some communication, obviously.
Yep.
Coach not happy with that one. See him standing out there talking to his back row. What are we doing, fellas?
Yep, gotta mix it up. Gotta make that middle think where that ball's going. Right now it's very obvious.
Langdon back to serve for a 3rd time in a row. Pesto, not a great pass, but we're able to salvage that one. And Rebels able to recover off of a block there. Nice set by the middle, and it looks like Blake is able to put that one away. Blake Kaufman, number 4 for Cathedral. He's pretty good at swinging to the corners, that's for sure.
Yep, that's what a middle's supposed to do. That's their job, is to swing to those deep corners. It's an almost guaranteed kill, especially how quick that ball's being set and attacked.
So, interesting match here, set 24-20, and Langdon's going to send that one out and end this set. Rebels will win this one 25-20 for the opening set. We're going to be playing best 3 of 5 today. Best 3 of 5, and we're going to switch sides. We're going to take a 2-minute break. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
What time do you have to be back to heaven?
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
Welcome back to the Woodshed. Here again, Stefan Welsh with Dan Sachs, and we are joined by Rebel alumni Chris Reckley, who I would just like to preview, graduated about 10 years ago from Roncalli and currently still involved in volleyball. He coaches the St. Jude CYO team. Thanks for joining us, Chris. So, Chris, we were talking while we were at break, but what are some of the things that you remember from Roncalli boys volleyball 10 years ago?
It was, I mean, the environment was totally different. We had a group of really competitive guys, but we were all still out here kind of having fun. It wasn't, I mean, even statewide, the environment's changed. It's a lot more, I mean, it's full-on competitive. It's, up there with, basketball and sports like that, whereas I lose a lot of guys just kind of coming out having fun. So it's pretty awesome to see where it's come, and you've got a lot of power and a lot of speed here now. It's definitely a different game.
Were you able to watch much of the team last year, the championship team?
Yeah,
play?
actually, I got to come to a couple games. I think it was for CYO night was one of them, and another I just came to see my cousin play. Yeah, it was kind of the first time I'd seen a high school team play for the last few years, and it was kind of eye-opening.
Yeah, the Rebels have had a pretty nice last 5 years or so. Is that right, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are some things that you remember from high school? Talk about teammates. Who were your coaches?
Yeah. So when I had started, my dad coached us through JV earlier in high school, and then he was our coach. And senior year, it ended up being Jane Jennings and Mitch Allard, who I think went on to coach for a few years as the head coach.
Yeah.
But yeah, volleyball's been a big thing for me. With my dad, he's coached, girls back in the day because that's really all you could coach, and then so he kind of got me into it. So it was kind of only fitting that he came over and coached because, again, at that time it was, hey, we need people who can coach and who at least know how to play volleyball, and so he was an easy pick. But it was we kind of watched the team grow even as I was playing here. Went from my sophomore year was kind of just fun to play around, and senior year we were one of the top ranked teams in the state. I mean, it got really competitive really quick.
And who would have been your competition back then, your senior year?
So it was Cathedral, kind of as always. Center Grove had kind of fallen off a little bit, and Carmel within the last 2 years. That's kind of when they started their rise.
Okay.
Those are the guys I played club with, was the entire Carmel team. So you kind of knew how they worked, but that's when they started getting really aggressive with John Harmon coaching them.
So you played club at Indy Assault?
No, so I was even before that. It was IVA.
IVA.
Yeah, which I don't remember what it's changed to now, but it was up off Pendleton Pike.
Okay, definitely on the north side then.
Yeah.
All right, nice.
At the Incrediplex?
Yeah, that's
okay.
before it was.
Yep.
I can't remember what it used to be called, but I think it was even before the Incrediplex name. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. So, what does it feel like when now you're back? You're watching your alma mater playing a pretty good game right now. But I mean, how does it make you feel seeing the team now? Like,
like I said, it's awesome just to see. Like I said, I'm a competitive guy, so really watching just the competitive level this has come to. I still play a lot up north, and a couple days a week. But coming here and watching this, and these guys are call it 15 to 18 years old, and just skying out of the gym and beating the
right?
ball. It's
Yeah,
just,
I mean, you
it's
see
awesome
Josh
to
Byrne
watch.
roll one there.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, pretty unheard of where I was from to see a boys volleyball team just because we're in the middle of nowhere, Colorado.
Yeah.
But just 10 years ago, not having. I mean, how many teams do you think might have been around?
We probably had. There might have been 25 throughout the state, but the competition was definitely different tiers. I mean, it was us, the Carmels, Lawrence North, Cathedral, and Center Grove, and then other schools that put together a team that you basically had hitting practice against. And it was fun to go out there and hit, but you weren't really competing. You weren't really breaking much of a sweat.
Right. And Sam Island here, reigning player of the year in the state for boys volleyball. Have you seen Sam play much?
I've seen him play this, and then the couple games last year. I remember last year was pretty high, but he's got some good hands.
He does. He has some really good hands.
Ball.
Leads the state in assists right now.
Not
but
shocking.
Yeah, that is not shocking. And here we go. We're going to see him set back to Strawman's, which is dug by Langdon. And Sam plays a little bit of defense there.
Yeah.
Zach Strawman's trying to get up and block with one paw.
Yep. It's a big paw, but not that big.
It's always better if you get up there with two.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Chris, so you're the St. Jude CYO coach.
Yep.
How's your season been so far?
Haven't lost yet. I've been coaching there for the last 5 years, kind of the same age group of kids. So Andrew Myers, one of my cousins, and I've coached him, through 5th through 8th grade. We've lost a total of 2 games in all 4 years.
Wow.
So hoping to
4 years, all right.
Fantastic.
hoping to continue that this weekend.
Very nice.
Rack up a 3rd city championship.
Hey,
but,
yeah.
No, it's a lot of fun. It's the idea of a grade school team when I was in high school would have been laughable. It would have been 4 kids running around just throwing the ball, and now they've got St. Jude alone has 3 kids per age group.
And
unbelievable.
that's something that Coach Kesterson for the Rebels has really tried to do is foster the youth programs around the South Deanery, especially. He's got Mark Island, who coaches the JV team. He coaches a team at Barnabas.
Yep.
I know that Coach Kesterson himself has coached Jude
He
teams
was
in the
coaching
past.
over at Jude for a while, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean OLG has teams.
He's feeding the machine.
Right, yeah, exactly. No, I mean
Makes his job easier when they get to this stage.
That's
Yep.
exactly right. But
Exactly
that's
true.
part of what makes the Rebels one of the premier boys programs in the state is these kids getting involved at a younger age and learning to play. So when you come up against good competition, you've been there before.
Yeah,
type of
exactly. Yeah, get them to have some good, feel for the game, and then once they grow a foot and a half and they hit high school, then you can do a few more things with them.
Yep.
So when you were in high school, what position were you playing?
So I was a middle hitter.
A middle.
Yeah.
All right. Were you running ones back then?
Oh yeah, we ran ones, slides, 31s. Yeah, we were running. It was our setter senior year was Nick Jennings, and he had played a little bit of club, actually with Rhonda, and I was playing at IVA, so we had started running a little bit more complex offenses. You had a few guys on the team who were involved in clubs, so they kind of got a little bit more of it, and then a few other guys who were just athletes, so they just went up there and still would do some normal swings. But no, we started getting a pretty complex offense. I mean, we had to because you had Cathedral and Carmel guys who, the Carmel guys especially played year-round together. I would jump in and club with those guys, but the rest of the year it's all just them. They just put a new middle in for me.
Right. We just saw Zach Strawman's be denied there. He's got a kind of a goofy approach, and that limits him sometimes. Can you talk about that a little bit, Dan?
Yeah, so most right-handed hitters go left, right, left for their 3 steps. He likes to go lefty status on the right, left, right. So it's good for a right side hitter, but it still does hinder a little bit of his attacking ability because he can't really keep his shoulders open towards that line.
And so it's harder for him as a right side to hit that ball line than it is to hit cross.
Exactly.
And he's definitely got more power on that cross shot than he
Yep.
does that line shot a lot of times.
Exactly. Yeah.
So coaching at the St. Jude or at the CYO level, do you have anybody that you think is going to be, as they come through the Rebel program, hopefully, is there anybody that you think is going to leave a mark for sure? Just looking into the future here, speculating.
I think every kid on my team could easily play here. They've shown playing other Southside schools, and 3 of them are playing club at the moment anyways, but, they've played other Southside schools, and we've bested all of them. So, they all have what it takes. My big question is which one of them grows. I feel like they stayed about the same every year I've coached them, except a few inches here and there. But one of them's got to put a 1.5 on and just grow.
We'll see somebody become the next big middle here.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you got a couple of good passers on the team.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see when those guys come through. As we see Connor Kuntz able to put that ball into the corner where there are no Irish defenders. We got, what's the score now, Dan? We got 10-12,
I think it is.
10-12?
Yep.
10-12. We'll get our scoreboard fixed there in just a second. But 10-12. Looks like the Irish are up, and it looks like Langdon's able to throw that one off of Kuntz. Those two have actually played a lot against each other in club.
And with each other, yep.
Against each other and with each other. In fact, they were both on Dan's team at the Academy Volleyball Club just last year.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yep.
Well, Chris, if we're going to sum up our conversation here, but one thing that I want you to just tell us is, so it's obviously special, but seeing Roncalli with the success the program is having now, as an alum person, or a person that was there from the beginning, how does that make you feel?
It's awesome. You can play other sports and you can watch a team be good, but being a part of something as it was kind of, in its infant stages and watching it now where it's, it was still at a point we were getting it past the line of where, this may die off, it may not, and we kind of got it to, when we were playing, it got to a point where it had kind of a critical mass. But it's really cool watching a sport that has now grown so completely. It's here to stay. It's not going to go away.
Right.
You've got all these feeder schools, and it's no longer kind of like, oh, yeah, volleyball's a girl sport or whatever. You see some of these guys, like I said, jump out of the gym and put some power behind the ball. So you get a lot of people who get really interested. There's really not a faster offense to defense game except for tennis, really. It's so fast and a really intense game. And if that's kind of your personality in the sport you like to play, there's really not a lot of downtime while it's playing.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just really cool to watch it and how much faster it's gotten, how much bigger everyone's gotten. It's
you're
really
getting those athletes now too. It's not just guys coming out because
in spring.
Right. Well, wonderful. Thanks for joining us, Chris.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
You graduated in?
I graduated in 2009.
2009. All right. And your head coach at the time was? In 2009.
My head coach would have been Jane Jennings, senior year.
Jane Jennings in 2009. Well, thank you for joining us, Chris.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of the day, even though you're wearing the green. You're getting ready to have a good St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, have to.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Yes, it was great. It was great having Chris Reckley on the broadcast today, a Rebel alum. We'll have some others join us throughout the broadcast here. Getting back to the game here, it looks like the Rebels are down 12-15. A little bit of a slump in this second game. What have we been seeing from that?
So the Irish have been doing a really fantastic job at, at the block. They've been getting a lot of touches, bringing it back to the Roncalli side, and then it's actually dropping on the Roncalli side without the coverage. So. And
there's another point for the Woodshed. As we were talking, low ceiling, home court advantage. Got to have control here. We'll see if Sam Island is able to bring the Rebels back in this one, making an interesting match. It's already interesting, but we would love to see the Rebels win that one. And Sam gets a nice little top spin in, and line judge calls that one in.
Wasn't his brother this time, luckily.
Thomas Tenvar is the line judge right now.
That one
had
some extra side spin on it. See if he brings it back on this one again. Aims for Allen, maybe. Well, he did. And for that seam.
A lot of times you don't want to serve at the guy in the different colored jersey because he's probably going to be one of the best serve receives. But Island really able to press the gap there on that one. And we got big Blake Kaufman back here in serve receive now.
Yeah. See what he brings.
Yeah. Oh, and Sam takes it easy. Didn't have a great toss on that one. Sam's able to dig Blake's swing there, and we got Connor Kuntz able to tip that one over. Langdon from the back row, and you get an overpass, and of course Big Blake is going to jump all over that one.
Yeah, that's an easy ball, especially for someone of his size. Just pound it back in their face. That's a lot of momentum for the Cathedral Irish that Roncalli's got to answer back right now.
That's right.
The good pass.
15-16 Cathedral up. Josh with the serve receive there. Looks like we were coming over for that, what was that, a J?
That's that J footwork, yep.
The J footwork there with the sophomore Sean Haberthy. Rebels able to come away with that one. See Connor Kuntz, the senior, coming back to serve.
And a nice dig. Oh, couldn't bring it out.
Not able to take it out of the net there. So that was number 12, Sam McIntyre, for the Irish, putting that one down. We got number 3, J.P. Berger, back to serve for the Irish. See if Austin Hendricks can give us a 3-ball right here.
They played a lot against each other in clubs, so
there we go.
There's that line shot.
Hey,
there you go.
There we go. Big Zach Strauman's able to put that one down line off of a pretty good pass and a nice set from Connor Kuntz. Sorry, the set from Sam Island, but a really nice pass with the hands from Connor Kuntz. Strong hands, doing a pretty good job there. We got Nathan Marshall back to serve for the Rebels here. And there we go. That one is put down. Who was that?
That was number 12 again.
Number 12, Sam McIntyre, put that one down.
Just a tad bit of a seam between the outside and middle blocker. That's where he went for it, and middle back didn't fill that up to get an easy dig.
McIntyre with the jump top spin serve into zone 1 where Hendricks receives it. Island with the set, and Byrne did a little roll there.
Delayed down call.
It looks like they called the ball down. I thought it was up.
I did too, and he called it after the third contact, which
interesting.
I don't know if someone else gave him information to call it down, but
we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I haven't seen very many refs change their mind after a captain talking to him about a call, but we're going to have a conference here with the up and down ref. What are they going to be talking about, Dan?
They're going to be talking. He's going to be asking the down ref, did you see the ball hit the floor, or did you see a hand get underneath it? And it looks like the down ref didn't see that ball hit the floor.
Yeah. So then it's they're going to replay. So they determined. We probably both missed the call or something like that, or we weren't able to see that, so we're going to replay it.
So the up ref thought he saw the ball hit the floor. Other people gave him the input that it was up. The defensive player got the touch, and therefore he's admitting fault, so he's going to give him a replay.
Gotcha. So all of that transpires, and then McIntyre, of course, foot faults on the serve.
That's an unfortunate error after a replay like that.
Yeah. So Pesto back to serve. Rebels up 19-18. McIntyre with the set, and number 7, Aiden Broderick, is denied there by Grannon. Way to be ready.
Yep. That's what the Roncalli needs, is some more touches on the block. Stop their offense, slow it down a little bit.
And we got a timeout by the Irish. We will be right back in about 30 seconds.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
And welcome back to the Woodshed. Stefan Welsh alongside Dan Sachs. Benji Pesto here to serve for the Rebels, 19-18. And Langdon goes after that one. That is put back up. And the setter McIntyre was there. He went ahead and set it back up for Langdon to go on 2, and he just hits that one into the net.
And not a bad choice, just a little poor execution trying to keep that ball in play.
Pesto to serve again, and we have a whistle blown here.
John's questioning the down ref for something.
I'm curious.
Yeah, I can't read lips like my wife does.
Not exactly sure what's going on. Maybe he's.
Uh-oh.
Are we checking the score here? We got a score check.
We got 2018.
2018 on our board. Great shot by Logan Curie, our camera guy there. These two are having a discussion again here to see what's going on. We'll be able to talk to Coach about this maybe after the game, see what was going on. But Rebels able to claw back into this one. They were down by 4, I think it was, at one point. Now up by 2. Looking to close out against a rival. This could be a big momentum swing. And it looks like we're ready to go, but a big momentum swing only because they were beat 3-1 by Fishers earlier this week. So it'd be really nice to see the Rebels come out and play their best ball today. And I don't think that one was touched.
Yeah, that did not clear the tape.
Gabe Keltner not able to get that one into the block or over the net. Rebel point. Pesto, again, back to serve. And he's going to float that one under the net.
Under
a floater under the net. That is not receivable.
We call that a hi-ya serve.
Hi-ya.
It's a game for
Isaac back to serve. We got the Rebels playing the ball over, and we got a middle attack there from Blake. And it looks like, the Rebels just not able to get there in time to put up a double block, and really that's going to give a senior middle quite a lot of choices in terms of where he's going to hit that ball.
Yep, he's getting the way with that front row right now, and Roncalli needs some type of answer for that for their middles.
And here we are tied up 21s after the shank by the Rebels. Isaac serving again, and we're getting that one up, and a roll shot is up. Great job to play that one. Free ball for the Rebels. We'll see where we go here.
There's the tempo.
Tempo one, a little more of a flat serve, and Byrne puts that one away.
Yep, that's the tempo you need to take their middle out of the game, because they are big. If they get to that spot, they're going to be putting up a huge wall, but with that kind of tempo, that middle's got to choose real quick where he's going to commit to. If he doesn't commit to the outside with that set, Josh has one-on-one. He should be getting a kill all day on that.
Right. So here we have Josh Burns serving. Going to see a jump topspin. And that ball is out.
Just a bit.
Error by the Rebels there. Close game. Somebody's going to have to come away in the next few points here. We're going to be seeing free extra volleyball.
Yeah. I'm okay with free extra volleyball.
Free pie and free volleyball.
Free pie?
Free pie. Well, I'm just thinking of things that everybody enjoys.
Oh.
And Magnus is going to put that one down. Byrne in the back row, able to touch it, but again, Rebels, we're seeing a lot of single blocks here, and it looks like timeout by the Rebels. We're going to take a 30-second break. We'll be right back here in the woodshed. 22-23, Cathedral up.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
And welcome back to the Woodshed. I'm Stefan Welsh here with Dan Sachs. Pretty close set here. Set number 2. Roncalli took the first one, but is down by 1 here in this set. And that ball is served by Langdon. Not a great pass, but Island pokes it over. And it looks like, are we continuing to play this ball? No, we have a lift from the middle of Roncalli there. So it looks like Blake Kaufman able to score again. And now it is set point for the Irish.
Yep. They did get a double block, but it was a little off the net to keep that ball on the Cathedral side.
That's right. Jump float by Langdon. Not a great receive. It looks like, Sam's really working today. We got a lift from Blake there. But Sam is really working from the middle and behind the 10-foot line right now. Our receive is not doing too well.
Yeah, especially at the end of this set, they really need that first contact to be on point.
Right. Need to run some good offense. You need a good first contact.
Ref called that ball down. I did not see it that way.
Yeah.
But
Austin Hendricks serves. Gets that one over, and Blake able to push that one over. And here comes Connor.
Oh.
Connor Kuntz. Where was that? Who's supposed to hit that? Was that Connor's ball all the way?
Oh, yeah. Well, or the ref. I guess the ref could have hit that one.
Connor did a pretty good job making an adjustment and getting that ball in.
Sean Haberthy with the butter hands. You don't see that very often from the middle.
Yeah, from middles you definitely see those. And it looks like we have a timeout, Cathedral. So 24-24. We're going to keep it here for right now. You see Coach Kesterson talking to the Rebels over there. So we're talking about serve receive right now. What sort of adjustment do you think the Rebels might be making here?
So they've been targeting, or Cathedral's been targeting Josh. All Josh needs to do is just keep his shoulders a little bit more forward, get that ball towards the net. He's just kind of letting the ball get up on his hips. Otherwise, Austin's doing a good job. Benji's doing a good job with their shoulders. So if Josh just changes that little bit of technique, they'll be totally fine with their first contact to be able to run a good offense out of this defense.
And hopefully Sean Haberthy worries more about getting back in transition instead of showing up with his hands for setting.
He's just debuting as a setter right now.
Got a couple of middles, couple of alumni middles right next to me that love those hands. Here's Austin Hendricks with the serve. Langdon receives that one. McIntyre with the set, and Magnus puts that one over. The back row attack from Josh Byrne. Looks like we had a block. It might not have gotten over the net anyway, but Blake Kaufman up there to block that one. So we got set point again for Cathedral, 24-25. Got to win by 2 here. And who is in to serve? Number 10?
10, yep.
Number 10, Gabe Keltner.
Nope.
Well, no.
Jack.
Sorry, Jack Connaughton. Nice dig there from Langdon. Magnus going to give that a roll shot. That's Doug. And Byrne free-balling that to a corner. Never a good idea if you ask me. And there is Blake Kaufman with the kill. And that is the end of set number 2. 26-24 Cathedral. I don't think Coach Kesterson's going to be happy with that one.
No.
But maybe, you definitely got to play a tougher ball than just giving a free ball to a corner.
Yep.
Because, free balls lead to kills. Free balls lead to kills.
Yep.
So it is end of set 2. Roncalli and Cathedral are tied 1 apiece. We will be back in the woodshed. We're going to be talking with alumni Nick Williams when we come back. From the woodshed, I'm Stefan Welsh. We'll see you in about a minute.
We go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like. Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider.
And welcome back to the Woodshed. Here with Dan Sachs, Roncalli and Cathedral. Pretty big matchup today, big rivals. But we're tied a set apiece here. Like to introduce the what were you MVP last year in the championship game?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
That's
Nick,
me.
MVP from last year's state championship game. Nick Williams, 2018 alum. Nice to have you, buddy.
Thanks, Coach. Good to be back. How are you doing?
We're doing real well. It's nice to see alum come back and stuff like that.
Always, it's great to be back.
So Nick, looking at the team this year, what do you see?
Well, obviously we still have Sam's hands. That's a big factor in the game. He's always put out pretty well. Passing's looking pretty good in my opinion. We got some strong outsides. Josh is putting out pretty well this year. Middles are going to get there, I think. They're looking pretty good. Not to brag, but hard to replace.
Yeah, obviously hard to replace. But just taking a look at Sean Haberthy now, he's a sophomore.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see a sophomore playing some varsity reps because that was me as a sophomore. It's a little nerve-wracking playing some varsity ball as a sophomore because everyone's older. But you get used to it, and I'm ready to see him play pretty well.
Yeah, so, I mean, looking at his skill set now, you saw him with the butter hands earlier.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
But in all reality, though, I mean, this is a kid, Sean, who's going to grow over the next few years.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I can already see. I think he's moving pretty well across the net, being smart. So I think he needs to get his approach down a little bit better. I know I worked with him a little last year. But he's coming along nicely.
Yeah. So coming back, you're at IU now, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're at
the
IU.
Hoosiers.
Yeah, the Hoosiers, right? So coming back this year, what do you remember when you walk into this gym and you see Coach Kesterson coaching there, but you're not getting ready to play. You're seeing the other guys, the younger guys playing. So what's that feel like?
It's very weird. You come in and you hear the same music playing before a game, but you're not in uniform. So, I mean, it's cool to see it from the other side, but I absolutely miss being on the bench. It's cool to come back though and see the guys that I used to play with, and it's great to see the kids that are new to varsity. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
So let's talk about last year a little bit.
Let's talk about.
Okay, so we were playing Cathedral in the state championship game, right?
Oh, that's who we were playing.
That's who we were playing.
Oh, I forgot. All right. Thanks for the reminder.
So, I mean, it was such a big game. We had an awesome crowd. What were you looking forward to after that semifinal match with Fishers?
Yes.
What was it? I mean, we had played Cathedral before in the year, but what was it? What were you trying to key on in that game?
I
What were you trying to focus on?
I was remembering all the times that we played Cathedral that year, and what I was really trying to focus on was my blocking. I have my partner over here, Blake, who he told me, he gave me some tips on blocking right before the game, and I knew that had been my weak spot pretty much all season. So getting into that state championship match, it was just really important for me to focus on blocking and make that a big impact in the game.
Was there at one point, when did you know that you guys had a real good shot at winning that? I mean, you go in with the swagger of knowing that you could win, right?
Right.
And you feel like you're gonna win, but after what point did you realize we're gonna do this?
Jeez, that's one to look back on. I would say, like, going into that fourth set, we got up some points and Cathedral started calling their timeouts. Our team was super energetic. We had a fantastic fan base. The student section was cheering us on like really loud. So honestly, middle of that fourth set, that was kind of when I was getting ready for the win.
Yeah. Middle of the fourth set. What are some of your more fond memories from playing here in the woodshed?
In the woodshed, just like looking back on practices, like it's really cool to reminisce down when I'm in Bloomington. Miss it a little bit, but there's always some good times from practice when we're all just messing around during water breaks. Or I told the people announcing us earlier, my favorite memory was when our coach forgot that Sam Island was running, so he just kept going. And Blake and I were the only ones that knew that was happening. So
kudos to Sam for running when nobody's looking.
It's just stuff like that. And then, of course, the games were always fun. I was always in charge of music, so I enjoyed doing that. Going out onto the court and just having – I felt last year I saw the fan base at our home gym grow. Yeah. So it's always fun to see that. Just stuff like that.
Yeah. So you're talking about you were in control of the music. What was part of your playlist?
Oh man, Let It Rock. That was
Let It Rock by
Let It Rock. Kevin Rudolph, Lil Wayne, I believe.
Okay,
yeah. That song was always our first warm-up song, and then we'd go into some sort of like more like hype rock, kind of like Enter Sandman or Madness by Muse, stuff like that.
Okay.
I always enjoyed getting that going, and I feel like I could please the parents because I listened to my dad's old music. So
I gotcha. Very nice. So we got number 3 there, J.P. Berger back to serve for Cathedral, and Strawmans hits that one off a block, and then the woodshed ceiling. We were talking about the ceiling being so low in here, and you being a middle, you're not going to pass that much anyways. But what does having a low ceiling force you to do?
Benefit for us, I think, because we're used to it. We practice in it all the time, but then another team comes in and like, well, crap, we're hitting the ceiling on every pass. But yeah, no, I mean it's usually a benefit for us.
We were at Fisher's on Thursday, and they have a field house. I mean, it's the ceiling is impressive if you touch it. In fact, that's what one of the up ref said. I'll be impressed if anybody touches the ceiling tonight with the ball. But yeah, I mean, having this low ceiling makes you practice your control more. And we see Josh Byrne put one down. That's pretty nice. That was a good swing. So sum up for me. What does it mean to be a Roncalli Rebel volleyball player?
I think that our senior class last year did a really good job of bonding. It's kind of hard because being a 4-year varsity player, you're not always included in all the stuff that all the upperclassmen do, like when they're hanging out and stuff. So I really enjoyed getting the team together and hanging out and stuff like that. It honestly, like, it's really cool to be an alumni now, just coming back and seeing how everything's going. And it's growing, like social media and all that.
Yeah,
it's looking really good. They're advertising Roncalli volleyball really well, so it's really cool just to see how everything's changed. And
well, what about we're having an alumni match right after this today, right? Are you playing?
Oh, We have an actual game tonight.
Oh, sorry. So maybe it's not. Maybe we're just getting together and kind of playing
I think the
around.
actual alumni game is later on when everyone's home from college.
Right.
Yeah, I'm excited to be a member of the first winning alumni team.
Oh yeah, because last year you guys put the hurting on them.
Oh, it was pretty rough last year.
So the varsity team later on in the year, the varsity team will scrimmage an alumni team. And last year, yeah, I remember you guys playing last year. That was a close match, but it was good to see some of those younger alum come back and play.
It's always good to bring back all the old guys and stuff. It's pretty unique to the volleyball program at Roncalli.
Yeah, for sure. It's nice to get everybody back here in the family room at Roncalli, the woodshed. It's called the family room when we're all in here for mass and stuff. Right? So, Nick, I would like to thank you for stopping by. It's been wonderful. I know you in particular are someone who changed the program because you're a varsity player for 4 years. You're near and dear to Coach Kesterson's heart, and just a wonderful example of a Roncalli Rebel.
Thanks a lot, Coach Welsh.
Yes, no problem.
Great to be here.
Have a good time. We'll get that. And we're getting back to the game here. Nick Williams, what a great guy. I actually taught him in class. Actually had him in my videography class. A good guy. I did have good music choice. Talked about that a lot. Getting back to the game here, though, we got a close set, 11-11. Number 10, Jack Connaughton back for Cathedral to pass, and that's a float that Pesto overpasses a little bit, but jousted for at the net. Rebels come up with it here and free balled over by Hendricks. And that's McIntyre who is able to put an end to that rally. To that volley, that rally.
Yep.
Both. Both.
Both work.
What are we seeing, Dan? I was off having a conversation with Mr. Williams there, but what have you been seeing so far in this set?
Just right now it's just a hard-fought battle back and forth. We're not getting the first contact that they're probably used to on the Roncalli side, so we're not getting that offense as usual. But there's a good set. There's a good pass, unfortunately negated by Sean being under the net.
Yeah, Haberthy had his whole foot under. He wasn't just turning. He must have landed with his full foot across the line there. So Connaughton again to serve. Cathedral up 13-11 here. Kuntz kind of takes that one off the chest a little bit and then forces it into the block. Pesto able to set that one up, and Kuntz putting it back into the corner.
Nice spot.
There's Magnus with a little roll shot there.
Nice tip.
Sam trying to tip to a deep corner. Magnus with another roll shot. Goodness. There we go. Good things happen when you swing.
Yep.
Good things happen when you swing. Connor Kuntz, the Rebels, able to go after that one. We had Sam Island with a good set there. Sam's going back to serve. We'll see if the Rebels can go on a run here. And we have Jackson Strawman's in for Benji Pesto. Benji almost got to play a little front row.
I know, that would have been a sight to see, that's for sure.
I've seen Benji hit. He can do it.
I saw one hit when I coached him in club. Unbelievable hit by him.
Yeah.
He nailed Austin in the back.
And there is Sam using the ceiling to his advantage.
I think that's point number 7 for the Woodshed.
Yeah, it's got to be at least 7 for the Woodshed tonight.
Man, MVP.
Langdon struggling over there. See if Sam can do here. 13-13. And Sam puts that one into the net. You're talking about the that toss. It looked like he got a little ahead of that one.
Yeah, that one was a little bit low, and he got way underneath it, maybe a little bit behind him, so he had to use his arm to try to create some power, and it just wasn't there.
Right. So we got Blake Kaufman with the serve, and nice receive there by Austin Hendricks, and Strawman's puts one off of Langdon's shoulder there, and Cathedral not able to recover off of that one. Connor Kuntz back for the serve. 14-all. And he floats that one out. Coach Kesterson rubbing his eyes over there. Just wondering what's going on with the serve today.
Yeah. A lot of unforced errors on the Roncalli side.
Yeah.
That's just giving Cathedral that little bit of momentum to keep them in this game.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see Coach talk about after the game here. So we got a serve by Berger, and that set never gets above the net. And Haberthy, I think, has got to recognize that the set's below the net. You just got to get it over, buddy.
Yep, adjust and keep that ball in play with this little off shot.
Yep. Berger serves that one out. Haberthy's going out. Marshall's coming in. You'll probably see Marshall. Yep, Marshall's going to come in and serve for Haberthy. Also coming in, Luke Grannon in the middle now. So we have hitters Strawmans, Grannon, and Byrne up front. Marshall floats that one into zone 2, and McIntyre gets up and swings. And there's Sam swinging from the back row. Nice little attack there from Sam. Gets the Rebels the ball back.
Yeah, Nathan has a very accurate serve. He can put that ball pretty much anywhere he wants on the court, and that's why he's coming in for it.
That's pretty sweet. He's dropping into zone 3 there now. And we got a push by the middle and an overpass. Goodness, goodness, goodness. An overpass there. That's never good for anybody, but even off of just a little tip push like that, we really need to keep those off of the net.
Yep, defense, your goal is to keep it about 5 feet off that net high so that setter can get hands on it for a 2-pass option.
McIntyre with the jump topspin. And even there, a little tight on that pass by Hendricks.
Number 8. Point number 8.
Point number 8 for the ceiling. Woodshed's got 8 kills tonight. Benji Pesto back to serve. Like to see. I mean, if we're looking at the back row there, there's not. I mean, we got a couple of newcomers, a couple of sophomores in the back row for Cathedral. Well, in the receive for Cathedral, I should say. But serve receive wasn't bad, but Josh Byrne able to creep that one just over the block.
Yeah.
Nobody there. So whose responsibility is that for a block on the outside there for a roll shot?
So the roll shot, you have your off blocker outside in the front row. Should be taking a step into that. And then also if your right back sees it and it's closer to them, they should be able to.
Oh, that was a really nice dig. What a great dig by Austin Hendricks.
Yep, right.
We were able to put that one away.
Right into that second contact kill.
Wonderful.
Yep. That's why the advantage of having a lefty setter so
and that's going to draw
strong.
a timeout. That's going to draw a timeout from Cathedral. We will take a 1-minute break here in the Woodshed. Roncalli up 19-17 in the third set. We'll be right back.
Specialists work to treat your injury because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Who's the older brother?
Welcome back to the Woodshed. Stefan Welsh alongside Dan Sachs. Benji Pesto serves, and it looks like Langdon's able to put that one down. Close game here, 19-18. Nice kill for Langdon. Out of the serving spot. That's Isaac. What's Isaac's last name? Isaac. Behringer. Anyway, Behringer back to serve again. Couple of quick points here for Cathedral. Pesto receives that one. A little bit of an overpass there, so it's dumped. And that one is hit right into the corner by number 9, the sophomore, Gabe Keltner.
Hitting their deep corners.
Hitting the deep corners. It looks like, defensively, I don't know if our back row is able to set up because we're not getting the block up correctly, but that's a big reason for not being in the right spot, right?
Yeah, so if your block is late, there's a seam, and your middle back's going to actually try to fill that seam to dig a ball that's hit more straight down. And that's what Connor's trying to do. But unfortunately, they're just hitting that ball high, and it creates a little bit of confusion between him and the libero.
And right now, the Roncalli Rebels are struggling a little bit in serve receive. Just in general, struggling right now. It's been a little bit of a downtime for them. a tough loss at Fisher's the other night. They're trying to get some momentum going here, and just not seeing it.
No. They get a kill or two, and it just doesn't seem – I don't see the momentum shift, even if they get 1 or 2 kills back-to-back. I just don't see a momentum shift in the excitement and mentality on their side. So they need to start rallying behind their teammates, and once they get a kill, they need to start that excitement immediately.
Right.
To really get this match back in their hands, because right now it's leaning towards the Cathedral side.
Yeah, we need to get the excitement in. I mean, the game is enjoyable. It's really, really fun to play. It's fast-paced, but you need to have your energy up to be able to compete, especially with the team who comes into this building knowing they're the underdog. Behringer serves.
Good response.
Yeah, good receive there, and we get a tool there by Josh Byrne on the outside. So that'll get the Rebels the ball back. They're down by 1. 21-20 in the third set. Josh Byrne back to serve. As you so often see, someone gets a kill and then they go serve. Nice pass there by Langdon, and that ball is in. The Irish picking up the pace on the offense there.
Yeah, they're actually moving their hitters around to different positions. You just saw Blake there hit on the outside, out of serve receive. We saw Allen a few points back hit out of the middle from the right side coming around for a 1 ball. So they're moving their offense around, which is going to create a little bit of confusion on the Roncalli side.
Langdon back to serve. Received pretty well. We got Connor Kuntz with the attack there. Received by Langdon, or dug by Langdon, I should say. Benji Pesto with the pass. And out of the back row, we have Josh Byrne swinging into the 5 spot, but no defender there.
Nope. It's a little bit of that mentality again, just those deep corners. It's when you play perimeter defense like Cathedral is, those deep corners are going to be wide open.
That's right. Senior Austin Hendricks back to serve here, libero. That's why he's wearing a different colored shirt there. Defensive specialist mainly. That causes some issues. He's a lefty, got a float. Tell me a little bit. I mean, we see some guys with the jump topspin, like Sam and Langdon will do it from time to time. What are the benefits of a float serve?
So the float, it's gonna move. You see that ball not rotating at all. It's moving in the air, so it's really hard to track that ball in and see where it's gonna contact your platform. So if it's coming at you quick enough, it's gonna move even more and create a little bit of chaos on your platform.
Yeah. We got Big Blake Kaufman able to stuff that one back down to give Cathedral the serve again. That's Connaughton with the serve. Sam with the set there, and that one is blocked, and then able to be kept alive by Connor Kuntz, and Sam trying to get the ball over on the third touch there. A little too aggressive and hits it out. Looks like Coach Kesterson's taking his second final time out of this match, or sorry, this set. What do you think Coach Kesterson's talking about right now?
He's telling them to keep the ball in play. They keep the ball in play. They're getting points, hitting those deep corners, but right now, again, they're just creating unforced errors where it's all on them. They need to control their side of the ball, control that first, second, and third contact with high, deep shots, controlled contacts.
And on the other side, Rhonda Lau, she's got to be excited with the way her kids are playing right now.
Yeah, the last 2 sets they came out and played. They're swinging, they're blocking, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing to their ability. So she's probably telling them some strategies on where they can and can't go with the ball on their third contact if they get this dig off of serve.
Yeah. A lot of overpasses. As we've taken note of. But I would say as it is right now, Cathedral playing a little better than we expected, and the Rebels playing a little worse than we expected.
Yeah, definitely agree.
And there's Connor with the kill. Very nice job by Kuntz. I don't know if that one was going to be in, but someone in the background, Cathedral, was able to help him out there.
Yeah, I think that ball was definitely going out. He got a little underneath it.
Yeah. And here we have senior Sam Island back to serve. Coach is going to say, Sam, get this one in for us, buddy. And we're going to play this one out.
Go straight to the middle.
And it looks like Blake Kaufman's able to hit a nice quick one in the middle, in the seam. comes off of Austin Hendricks into the net. And surprising here, Cathedral jumps out to a 2-1 lead. Going to be a tough one for the Rebels to come back from. It looks like they just don't have any mojo right now.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. They need to get that mojo out of this set change, bring it out, come out, playing like they did in the first set, because they were doing everything right in that first set, playing together, swinging.
I mean, Coach Kesterson's going to have to do some inspiring here today, it looks like. And, you know, not something that you would expect to have to do for a team who's coming off of a state championship with, you know, a handful of pretty dang good seniors and juniors coming back to the team.
Yep.
It's going to be tough. Going to be a tough one. But Rhonda Lau definitely having fun today on the other side for the Cathedral Irish. She's got to be really happy with how her team's playing today.
Yeah, and she should be. They're doing what they need to do with their middles. Like I said, their middles are a big key in this game right now.
We're going to take a 2-minute break. We'll be back. Cathedral leading 2-1 here in the woodshed at Roncalli.
Are you a barista? Because I like you a latte.
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Welcome back to the Woodshed. I'm Stefan Welsh, my partner Dan Sachs here, and we are off to start set number 4. Cathedral up 2-1. Roncalli with a quick kill, first ball kill there. Byrne back to serve. Josh Byrne going with the float serve right now, trying to limit errors, I think. And another quick hit out of the middle for Cathedral. They are really, really pressing the middle, going quick. And they're able to do that because they're getting a lot of pretty nice serve receives right now. Some good serve receiving by Cathedral right now. Alan Langdon back to serve for the Irish. A little top spin float there, looks like. And it looks like Alex Payne has entered the game. Get ready to hear the ball sound a little different.
Yes,
right?
when he comes in, there's a lot of power behind his swing.
Yeah.
And if he goes for it, I mean, he's gonna read some arms, that's for sure, on the defensive side.
Yeah, for sure. Alex Payne, the ball sounds a little different when he swings, most of the time, I should say.
Yeah.
Austin Hendricks with the serve, Langdon with the receive, McIntyre with the set, and big Blake Kaufman's having a day.
Man, he is on fire today.
Having a day.
Yeah. They need to find some type of answer against him.
Yep.
Wherever he is on the court, because he's hitting outside middle.
Yeah, get big.
I think on the right side too.
Get big on the block somehow.
Yep.
Number 10 for Cathedral, Jack Connaughton goes back to serve. We're going to see a little float from him. Doesn't really float that well, but he's able to get it in and playable. And Connor Kuntz hits that one out, but we don't have a touch. The Rebels were looking for a touch. No touch granted. Everybody's looking at the line judge, of course.
Of course.
Hey, JV player, give me that touch. Here's Connaughton again. Byrne receives. Island sets it to the back row to Byrne, but Byrne just pushes that over. And McIntyre missed that one.
I think he was playing the Hayah game that Benji was playing earlier.
Hayah game. It happens a lot. Happens a lot.
Yep.
Just missed it. I know McIntyre sets as well, so he was probably really happy that he got to swing that time. Connaughton into set for the Irish this time. Sam Island back to serve. 3-3. Jump topspin. Sam's being aggressive on the serve there and gets an overpass. Setting Zach Strawman's. Kept him a little off, and Zach just had to get it over. Sam playing a little defense, picking up the dig there, and
smart tip.
Very smart area for Connor to go to there, because I think that he read the setter not in his base on the line. He was pretty far back.
Yep, and that set was a little inside, and he was a little bit in front of it. So great choice.
A little old man volleyball.
Hey, a point's a point for him.
Yep.
At this
point for anybody,
yep.
But if you're not there, hit it where they ain't.
Yep.
As someone used to say. And it looks like Island able to sneak that one in on the line. And then let's see if the Rebels can get some momentum here. Sam Island back there, go on a run.
Yep.
Get yourselves a few points ahead, and then keep that momentum going.
Yeah, that's what happened in the first set. They got 5 or 6
That's
points
right.
in a row from him. So
that's right.
They need to keep this going. Get that confidence back in this game. Boom.
Strawman puts that off of someone's foot, and we're going to get a free ball here. Uh-oh.
Oh, man. This guy.
It's all right. So we're going to have a replay, it looks like. We're going to have a replay.
The thumbs.
The thumbs go up from the up ref, our R1. Yeah, so quite the ricochet off of someone's foot and then onto the ceiling, and now we're replaying the point.
I think
we're going to Connor Kuntz here with the swing, and it looks like Langdon digs that pretty all right. Hendricks with the pass, and Zach Strawman's able to hit it around the block. Puts it down.
Staying away from that middle, staying away from Blake on the block. It's a good choice on Strawman's point.
Yes.
He gets high over the Sam on the Cathedral side, so he's got to take advantage of that mismatch.
So we got Island back to serve again. And Langdon takes that one with his hands in more of a defensive position, and doesn't really give a good option for a set there. So Langdon's going to check out. Number 3, J.P. Berger, going in for him back row. We'll see if J.P. can get Sam's serve in a settable area. Island to serve.
Same serve.
Berger struggling with that one as he comes in. Cathedral playing it off of the ceiling there, and Magnus not able to get it back. Really, I should say, very good pursuit by Cathedral while the ball is playing pinball in the rafters there. Looks like we have a timeout here called by Roncalli on the Cathedral sideline. We are going to take a 1-minute break with them. We'll be right back here. Roncalli up 8-3 in the 4th set.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest...
Welcome back to the Woodshed. I'm Stefan Welsh alongside Dan Sachs. Sam Island ready to serve here. And he serves well, and it looks like that ball's once again in the rafters. And Blake Kaufman able to put that one away for Cathedral. Hendricks trying to use his hands to get that one up, but not quite strong enough there.
Must have had a grilled cheese, got some butter on his hands.
It's a little slippery. Kaufman with the serve. Nice receive there by Hendricks. Good set by Sam, and we get the kill. Rebels get the kill from Connor Kuntz there.
Yep. Good mix-up, keeping Connor on the right side there, using him as an option.
It's very nice. The Rebel hitters doing a better job right now of getting around the block.
Yes.
Getting around the block, I should say. And that's a pretty nice swing there from sophomore Aiden Broderick out of the middle for Cathedral. Kills it. Langdon comes back in to play front row. And we have number 1 Evan Davis, the senior, going back to serve. 9-5 Rebel lead. What do you call those? Those
Lucky.
tape serves. Lucky. Somebody check that ball. There's tape all over it.
I remember back when those were illegal.
Yeah, you would just it would just be a reserve, right? Oh no, I'm probably thinking.
That's tennis. I think
there they would just.
I think it was a side out.
Side out.
Or I guess not side out, but the other team got the serve.
Yeah.
A fault. That's what it's called.
Fault. Here we go. Nate Marshall into serve. Serves to the libero, and the Roncalli block not able to get in Langdon's way there, as he's able to tool the block.
Yep.
You know what I'm seeing from the Rebels. What are some things that you, as a coach, would tell your blockers? What do you want them to do?
So they got to keep their shoulders square to the net. That's the first things first, because if you're not square, you're going to get tooled no matter how well you're pressing.
As Payne gets the tool there off of Langdon.
But on that last block, Payne's shoulders, they were fairly square, but his body was a few feet off the net, which created a lot of distance, and that's when that ball is just going to roll down his chest.
That's right, and he's not able to press the hands over the net. Right.
You got to get onto their side of the court to block that ball.
Yep. Pesto with the serve. Langdon gets blocked. Single block, big boy block by Josh Byrne there.
Yep. He did what he's supposed to, kept that shoulder square and press right at the tape. So very, very good technique block on Josh's part.
Here we go, Pesto with the serve again. A nice float serve into zone 5. The libero takes it for Cathedral. And Broderick gets another kill on a quick hit. And it looks like Payne wasn't there on time. He didn't have a second blocker.
Yep. Kind of the story of this game right now. Their middles are getting burned one-on-one.
The libero, Behringer serves. That one dug by McIntyre. Nice swing. And Langdon swings. That one's blocked at the net. Island sets Byrne. He rolls it over. And we got Langdon then pushing that one into the net. Not a very good approach by Langdon that time. And it looks like we have some sort of time here to figure something out at the scores table again.
Oh, scoreboard went off.
Oh, the scoreboard.
Back on now.
Scoreboard flickered a little bit there.
Luckily, ours stayed on.
Ours stayed on. If you are watching, our scoreboard's doing just fine. Jack Barrett, senior at Roncalli, our graphics director today, doing a great job. Josh Byrne with the serve, a float into zone 6. And it looks like a little confusion there on who's going to be hitting the ball.
Yeah.
Cathedral gets it over, and the Rebels get a set there to Connor Kuntz, and then that set is pushed a little too far by McIntyre out towards Langdon.
Yep, a little too fancy, but not a bad choice, just a little too fancy on that set, trying to make it perfect instead of letting your hitter do his job and keep the ball in play.
Byrne back to serve. And, oh, nice little tool there by Blake Kaufman. Able to use the Rebel blockers.
Yep.
And it looks like Magnus coming back in to play front row. Langdon back to serve. Rebels up 14-8. Langdon errors on the serve. That's going to bring in Sean Haberthy for the Rebels. Coming into play middle. Looks like Austin Hendricks going back to serve. Going to see a nice little float from Austin. Langdon receives, and they're running that 31 there.
Good touch by the block.
Defended by the Rebels, and Magnus going up for, trying to go up for a solo. The Rebels able to shoot that one out there, and Kuntz gets the kill. Real nice set.
Yep. Block doing their job, slowing down that hit, and that's what they need to do to let their defense do their job and create an offense.
Hendricks back to serve. 16-9. Langdon's receiving a lot today.
Yeah, seems to be. They seem to be targeting him.
That's right, targeting him a whole bunch, and we got Sean Haberthy with the kill there out of the middle for the sophomore.
Yeah, not a bad choice.
Oh. And a Cathedral timeout. Rhonda Lau wants to talk about the defense there. She's probably unhappy that he had a middle on a middle, no secondary blocker up there. We're going to take a break, a 30-second break here. We have a Roncalli lead, 17-9. Rebels up. We'll be right back.
Sports Medicine Group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Are you a barista? Because I like you a latte.
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
I think you've done a. Thank you. Here we are back at the Woodshed. Rebels lead 17-9 in the fourth set. Down 2-1 in sets. Austin Hendricks back to serve. And Blake is dug by Josh Byrne, it looks like. Rebels going to survive that one. And dug by Pesto, pushed over by the Rebels. We got another dig there by Austin Hendricks.
There's a kill.
And that one goes down. What a big momentum swing there. You know, that's like old man ping pong there. If you just keep putting the ball back on the other side of the net, you're going to let the other team get tired and maybe lose focus a little bit. That was a good job by the Rebels.
Yep, great control on their side. First contact, doing their job, keeping the ball alive.
Number 2 comes into the game for the first time, Blake Bridges. Middle back. Not a bad serve received there. And Blake Kaufman, I should say, swings on that one. Connor Kuntz. And we are now in the back row here. Free ball taken by Haberthy, set by Island, and Haberthy mistimed his jump a little bit. Maybe Island set that one a little too high that time.
Yeah. No jumping into it. He's got to create a little bit of momentum jumping into that ball, get a little bit of power so he can keep it in play.
Early in the season, both teams still working on that setter-hitter connection.
Yep, especially between Sean and Sam being the first time they've played together.
That's right, first time they've played together competitively. Yeah.
Yep.
And Connaughton, a big no-no, throws his first serve into the net there. Number 47, Zach Strawmans checks back in to play front row. He's going to play on the right side. We have senior Sam Island getting ready to serve. That's up in the rafters. Cathedral not able to read that one very well after it bounces around up there. And I just saw Isaac Behringer look at the ceiling and think, oh my goodness, what a long day it's been so far. And Behringer takes that one, puts it into the ceiling, and Cathedral's just going to free ball that one over. Let's see what the Rebels do here.
There it is.
Real nice shoot set to the outside. Connor Kuntz able to take it right off the block. Nice job.
Yep, taking advantage of that free ball coming from Cathedral, and that's what you're supposed to do.
That's right.
Kill it right away.
Yeah, exactly. When you get a free ball, you got to act quick on that. And you got to win the point. Got to win the point. Langdon checks back in. Bridges exits. We'll see how Langdon receives this.
He struggled earlier.
Yep. And it looks like Behringer with a really nice ball by Behringer there, but maybe not quite the set that Kaufman was looking for, and pounds it into the net.
Yep. Unfortunate for them, but fortunate for Roncalli to keep this momentum going into this 5th set.
Yep. Highland with the topspin. Behringer holds on for dear life on that one. McIntyre able to put it back over. It looks like Zach Strommen's the big man setting Island in the back row. Over to Magnus, who was dug by Hendricks, and Josh Byrne kind of taking a running lunge at that one and putting it over, but not able to control that put back over by Cathedral. What do you think? What are you laughing at?
I saw Zach going to the bench, and everybody just cringed for a hot second.
Zach Strommen's heading towards the bench. Everybody holds their breath. Goodness gracious. The big boy, Zach Strommen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Parting the sea over there.
The sea.
It's a great set.
Haberthy able to wear the block out there. A couple of big hands to get up for that block too.
Yep.
Haberthy, a good job of angling it and using the good job.
Magnus's hands just a tad late on the block. Sean taking advantage of it.
Kuntz trying to drop it into zone 3. Really nice looking swing, good pace on that, and it looks like we got Cathedral ball. There must have been a tip there. Must have been
I think on the defense.
Come off the block, yeah,
Sam.
on the defense. That was a real nice one by Broderick. That was a quick swing.
Yep, good turn back. Abuse the setter as a middle. That's what you're supposed to do.
Set point. Strommen's able to put that one away. Points on the other side there, as if to say, you were scared.
Yeah.
But here we go. Going into set number 5. This is for all the marbles. When we come back, 2-2 here at the Woodshed.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like. day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Are you a barista? Because I like you a latte.
All right, and welcome back. This is Dan Sachs back here in the woodshed for set 5 of Cathedral versus Roncalli. A big set. So this game is going to only go to 15 points. They do not switch sides in high school here. Some other leagues, they do switch sides, but they will not be switching sides in high school. Down ref checking the lineups. Goal for this set is to be the first team to 5-10 and then 15 points. Roncalli with the last set, they should have a lot of momentum going into it with that same confidence that they come out those first few points. Set that mentality, set that tempo. They should have a similar result as they did in that 4th set. Some confusion on the lineup check for Cathedral. Roncalli with the serve. Start, Josh Burns back.
That ball put down by Langdon. Rebel defense not able to reach it. Coach Cassie Sachs there, telling our guys where to be. That ball's set and not able to be recovered there by the Rebels.
It's a big block.
That was a big, big block.
Got to use your mismatch here.
Yep, gonna have to take a look at that one.
Payne on the right side.
2-0, 5th set.
It's a good pass. There it is, no block.
Alex Payne, and he's able to throw that one. My goodness, the Irish able to throw that one into the backcourt. Everybody for the Rebels were up and covering. Good awareness.
Yeah.
Good awareness by the Irish. 3-0 Cathedral lead with Behringer. Got an overpass there, and that one is put away by big Blake Kaufman. Rebels in an early hole here, 4-0. Timeout by Coach Kesterson, telling his guys, hey, this is our house. What's going on? 4th set. You guys wanted it. Come on. 5th set, I should say. You guys wanted it.
Yeah, 4th set, they took it. I mean, they dominated that set, and they just need to, once again, the first contact is so crucial right now, and it's hurting them. Need to be a little bit more dynamic on their set choices, get that ball away from Blake, because he is having a match right now. I mean, he's just playing lights out.
That's right.
For Cathedral. So
you were talking about before the game, we were just seeing Zach Strauman's on there. You were talking about before the game, Zach Strauman's having that huge point differential. Maybe they'll be looking to him when he gets in. Yeah. Again, right side is a very underappreciated position in volleyball. And it's just because they kind of get forgotten. The ball is usually sent to the outside. But him on the right side is a huge advantage for Roncalli. A good block and awesome swinging, too. And here we have Payne swinging cross court. That one's dug by McIntyre. A block by the Rebels there. McIntyre sets Langdon. That one's dug by Pesto. Set up by Island. And that ball is rolled. Oh, and played over and in by Connor Kuntz.
Unbelievable.
Wow. What a momentum swing. Wow. That's what the Rebels needed. Yep.
Fans getting into it for that
way
one.
to not give up Connor Kuntz. Yeah, this is that's quite the swing there for the Rebels. Big momentum there.
Good heads-up play on the front row players, getting that ball off the block. Block did not need to go up and touch it, but Roncalli took big advantage of that.
Austin Hendricks with the serve. He floats it in, and Cathedral goes to their big horse today, who's been Blake Kaufman. Hitting on the outside, hits around the block and into the corner.
His back's going to be sore tomorrow, that's for sure.
He's carrying them.
Man.
Yeah. Looks like he's able to do it, though. That's a big kid.
Yes. Yeah, he could probably carry a lot of those kids.
Number 8, Alan Langdon back to serve. Gets that one in. Pesto digs it. And Connor Kuntz errors on that one. Hits it into the net. Cathedral up 6-1. Langdon back to serve again. Nice serve by Langdon, going for a slide action there, trying to move the blockers around, but the Rebels not winning at the net right now. Goodness gracious. And it looks like Coach Kesterson's going to take his final timeout of this match.
Yep.
Timeout
Already.
Rebels. We're going to take a quick break with them. We'll be back in just about 30 seconds. 2-2 game, or sorry, set 5. Cathedral up 7-1.
So Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
Welcome back to the Woodshed. Roncalli fighting for their lives here, down 7-1 in a big set 5. Langdon back to serve for the Cathedral Irish. Byrne with the receive, Island with the set, and Kuntz with the tip over the block, and it looks like the Rebels going to get another shot at a free ball here. And Island goes up and swings. Cathedral was ready for the block, but Island able to hit it off the top of the block there, extend the court.
That's what they need to continue to do, is swing high.
And that could be very big for the Rebels because Sam Island has gone on a few runs today serving. We need him right here, right? Here we go.
Yep. Heavy top, straight to the 6. Touch.
And sets out there for the Rebels. Kuntz plays it in the deep corner. Langdon with the dig, and Island playing some defense right now. That's not a very good.
Nope, Josh got to swing at that ball.
Giving a free ball to Cathedral there. Strauman's able to dig that. Kuntz coming in to
nice
roll
ball.
shot. Langdon not able to get there. The seas parted, and nobody from the back row for Cathedral was there.
Set a release expecting a free ball to come over, and that was a little more aggressive than your standard free ball. So
3-7. Island to serve again. That one off of the tape. Isaac able to get that up. A nice big block. One of the few times we've seen Blake Kaufman block today. And here goes a 2-ball. Someone gets domed for the first time today. Goodness gracious. Zach Strauman's coming around for that 2-ball.
Not the person I'd want to get a headshot from.
And we have a timeout here called by Rhonda Lau on the Cathedral side, and that's given the Rebels a nice little wake-up call. We were talking about the Straumans before the game. That's that point differential, and really just a big, heavy hitter coming at you.
Yep.
Got to be ready.
He does a really good job of seeing the block and being able to rotate, hit that ball around him, using his options. I mean, getting high as high as he does, he should be able to swing around a lot of blocks, if not all of them, especially in the state. So
that's not bad. Not bad at all from Zach Straumans and the Rebels fighting back here, down by 3 with the serve. We'll see if the Rebels can keep pushing here and get tied here. Fifth set, playing to 15. Both teams feeling a little pressure now.
Yep.
Out of the timeout, Island back to serve. See if Roncalli gets him.
Coach's point. The infamous coach's point.
Nope. Island serves that one back. And that is an ace for the senior setter.
That's the opposite of a coach's point.
That's right. Good job by Sam Island. Coming up big. Here we go. Get some more in. 5-7. Cathedral leads. And Island had a good run, pulled the Rebels back into within 3.
Yep.
It's going to take some team play here. Connaughton back to serve for Cathedral. It's going to set out of the back row. Cathedral has 3 hitters. They'll have McIntyre, Magnus, and Blake up there. And that ball is out. Good court awareness. Really close, but great court awareness by Austin.
Yeah.
Austin Hendricks on that one for the Rebels.
Doing a little matrix move there. Get out of the way.
That ball is served in by senior Connor Kuntz. And what do you know? The Irish run the ball to Blake Kaufman.
Austin a little bit out of position after on that defensive spot. He's got to get to that sideline and take that easy dig.
Good pass there by Connor Kuntz, and we go to Strawman's here.
Boom.
And that's the guy. That's the guy who puts that one off of the ceiling. It was dug initially, but with the low ceilings here in the woodshed, that ball was down before our big guy there got down. Strawman's before he got back onto the floor.
We'll give that point to Strawman still, even though the woodshed helped.
Nate Marshall in to serve for the Rebels. 9-7, Cathedral lead. And McIntyre trying to use Strawman's on the block there, but missed and just throws it out of bounds. Coach Kesterson happier right now. Comeback not done yet, 8-9. That one's dug by the libero, and Magnus hits that one over. We got a free ball put over. We'll see. We're going to have to play some defense here. That one goes off of the chest of Island. Pretty dang good swing from that sophomore Broderick.
Yep.
It's a good set there, too. But a great swing from the tall sophomore Broderick. How tall is Broderick? He is 6'5", as a sophomore.
6'5" as a sophomore.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, they have a big team.
That one received by Kuntz, and Byrne able to put that one down hard cross. Wonderful. Wonderful high 4 set to Byrne. Able to come through when we needed it there.
Got Aiden looking at the middle, just stuck there for that half second, which left that seam wide open for Josh.
Great first ball kill.
Yep.
We have Alex Payne in the game. He's playing middle for the Rebels. Payne gets up, and is there a touch? But it's in. The line judge has called it in. Point Cathedral. 11-9. McIntyre back to serve. Hendricks with the receive. And Payne tried to stretch for that one.
For a touch, too.
No touch.
No touch.
No touch for the Rebels. That one was a little high for Alex Payne.
Yep.
Trying that 31. Serve from McIntyre again. Hendricks up with it. Island tried the dump. They're going to get a shot at a free ball. And the Rebels can't handle the free ball. 13-9 the score. And Cathedral looking to come in, pull out the upset.
Yeah, someone's got to step up and take that ball with their hands.
Nice receive by Pesto there. And good little off speed. Way to find a seam there for Alex Payne. And the Rebels get the ball back.
Call that the paintbrush kill.
A paintbrush kill?
Yeah, his hand kind of went like a paintbrush on the ball.
Ah, there you go. Great analysis by Dan Sachs. The ins and outs of the volleyball world. Connor Kuntz up with a roll shot over the block. This one's set a little wide there, but looks like Sam Island's just going up to swing. And that one off of the Rebel block. That one off of the Rebel block there. And we got match point for the visiting Cathedral Irish. Sophomore back to serve, and he serves it into the net. Tough serve. Yep. He's doing the right thing, though.
Yeah, stayed aggressive.
Trying to serve tough.
Yep. Match point, that's hard for a sophomore.
Here's Austin Hendricks back for the Rebels. Gonna have to claw back in this one. And McIntyre, Langdon with the swing there. And the putback on the overpass. And you can see some devastated seniors, devastated Rebel players there on the court. Dropping 2 matches in a row, one to a very, very good Fishers team. And as you and I, Dan, could probably say that the Rebels did not play as well as they should have today against the Cathedral Irish.
They did in 2 sets, but you need 3 to win the match. So
that's right.
2 of their sets they played like they should, and then the other 3 they just did not. So
yeah. Well, we're going to take a 2-minute break. We'll be back with the post-game show. We'll wrap it up, talk to Coach, and send you guys on your Saturday. We'll be back.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
What time do you have to be back to heaven?
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
Are you a barista? Because I like you a latte.
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like. day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
What time do you have to be back to heaven?
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
Are you a barista? Because I like you a latte.
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Welcome back to the Woodshed here on Roncalli's campus. I'm Stefan Welsh with Dan Sachs and Coach Kesterson here from the Roncalli Rebels. Coach, is a tough loss today.
It is a tough loss, especially to probably our biggest rival. But, you know, the boys played well, and that's all I can ask at this point in the season. You hate to say a loss is a good loss, but, you know, this is a good loss because it's in the regular season, so I hate to say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And we can learn from it, and the things we need to fix are easy fixes, easily fixed in practice, so I'm not too worried about that at all. I think we'll turn this ship around. So
I saw you, so in the later part of the match, you went to Alex Payne in the middle. What was the thought there?
We just needed a spark, and Alex is a good kid, and he creates a spark wherever he goes. He's one of those kids, I like to call them utility players, to where I can put him at any position, a DS, libero, even if I change his shirt, outside, middle, right, and he can play them all and play them at a high level. So I thought it wasn't that Luke was doing poorly, it was just I was trying to create a spark in the rotation that Cathedral was in at that time. So that was the spot that I put him in on.
Yeah. Well, when you're down 2-1 heading into that fourth set, the team really responded in the fourth set, played a great fourth set. What were some things that you said in the huddle before? We
just needed to play Roncalli volleyball, needed to talk. When the boys are communicating on the floor, we can beat anybody. We can hang with anybody. And that's what they started doing. And once they build that team on the floor during the flow of play, we are unstoppable. It's just sometimes we have trouble putting games away. I mean, you saw that in the second and third set. And there are other times we let teams go on runs and then they get down on each other. And we can turn that around in practice. They should know. They should start trusting and believing in each other. And once they build that trust, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
I agree. Yeah, you could definitely tell there was something breaking down on the court. And
right.
It was unfortunate to see, especially after going 25, 12 or 13 in that fourth set.
Yes. That set to me is more indicative of how we should be playing at this juncture. But, you know, it's early in the season and we can right this ship, not a problem.
So it's just talk about the other side of the court.
Yes.
It seems like Rhonda Lau and the Cathedral Irish really have some good momentum going. They got some good young players.
They do. They have. Well, Rhonda is hands down the best coach in Indiana. She's been at this from the get-go. She was my mentor. I coached under her years ago, and I learned everything I know from her, despite having a dad and a sister in the Volleyball Hall of Fame. I mean, she is who I learned the most from. She's an amazing coach, and she can build a team and create a great team out of little components. And I don't want to downplayed Blake Coffin. Oh my, I mean, amazing.
Blake had a good day.
Unbelievable.
He tore us up, and we need to figure a way to beat him next time.
Yeah.
But she can build a team. She can teach a team to block like no one.
Yep.
Well.
So,
Coach, going into your next match, you got Tuesday here. Is that right?
Tuesday against Brownsburg, and that's going to be a tough call. Brownsburg is a good team. Dominic, who used to coach at Chittard, transferred out to Brownsburg, and I think he's going to keep him on a winning path, and he's going to be tough to beat. They have some good talent out there.
So in practice on Monday, what's your major focus?
Just fixing some errors and creating a team environment. We need to push them enough to where they trust each other. So we need to have kids see that our passers can be trusted to make that dig when it's called upon. We need to have our back row trust our front row to make that block when they're called upon. And once we build that trust, we'll be fine.
Gotcha.
Agreed.
All right. Well, Coach Kesterson, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this. I greatly appreciate it.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We appreciate you being
You guys
here.
have a wonderful St. Patrick's weekend.
Yeah, happy St. Patty's
Yeah.
to everybody there. That's Coach Kesterson of the Roncalli Rebels. We're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. Thank you, Dan, for joining us today.
Yeah, no problem.
Wonderful.
Thanks for having me.
Good job by the crew today. Would like to highlight that. So today's broadcast is a production of the Rebel Media Network. The executive producer is Gary Armbruster. Our director today was Teresa Coker. Wonderful job, Teresa. Our camera person, who is holding the camera right now, right there, that'd be Logan Keary. Today's graphics coordinator, Jack Barrett, known as Saturday School Jack Barrett. Our stage manager, as he calls himself today, is the one and only Rob Brown. And the technical director is Darla Coop. For my analyst, Dan Sachs, I'm Stefan Welsh. Be sure to tune in for our next broadcast on the Rebel Media Network Wednesday, March 27th, as the baseball team plays its home opener against Lord Central. That is audio only for that one. It is actually during spring break here, too. So next video stream is Saturday, May 30th, as the baseball team plays host to the Cathedral Irish once again. Well, we'll see you later from the woodshed. I'm Stefan Welsh. That's Dan Sachs. Have a good, happy St. Patty's Day, everybody.